Welcome back to the Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta 2021. This is Run 1, and this is the battle with Exdeath at the top of his castle at the end of World 2. This is kind of the Act 2 finale of this game. The ninja there has the Twin Lance and I think an air knife, so the Twin Lance gets 2 swings that are not perfectly accurate, and then the air knife as well. So I'm not sure why I wasted an armor spell on him, because he's got the death sentence on him. So 29 more seconds, he's going to hit the floor anyway and going to need to be revived. That was probably definitely an error on my part, I should say. So Condemn comes first usually, 2/3 of the time. Condemn comes first. Then Dynamo is usually on the second one. That's this is the most common start to this fight. Dynamo changes the rows of your characters. Gravity removes float status if they happen to have float status. That's kind of a wasted move by him, but that tells me that Earthshaker is coming a little bit later. Or will likely be coming. So the Berserker sadly cannot change her row, so Dynamo switches rows. Some people like to come into this battle with their rows reversed as to what they want, assuming that Dynamo will come and it will switch the rows. But Dynamo doesn't happen every time, and Dynamo can miss characters randomly. So I generally don't use that. I just kind of let it happen and see what happens. If I have to waste an action changing the rows, I do. And the Berserker sadly is in the back row there, so her damage is going to be drastically cut. She has an air knife, which is a lot more accurate than the Doom Axe or any other axe or hammer type weapon here. So I'm going for more accuracy over possibly a little more damage, although of course axes can do a lot less damage as well. They do from half of the attack value to 1.5 times the attack value, those kinds of weapons generally. So a Sword Dance with the air knife does good damage, 1700. I'm going to need quite a few of those to get into the second part of this routine. I really wish that Berserker was in the front row doing 700, but there's nothing I can do about it now. Shell will help not only with damage, but it also helps, it halves the 2-hit percentage of some of the accuracy check. So like Hurricane, for example, would have half of its chance to land, to hit on a character with Shell. So in addition to having damage, it halves targeting as well, which is nice. So I'm going to bring my ninja back up. He's on the floor. Of course, Condemn, death sentence has expired. That's good. Vacuum Wave is a physical attack, so the Dancer dodged it with her Elf Cape, actually, so that saves an image. When you take a hit with image, it removes an image, but if you would have dodged it with a shield or the Elf Cape or the Guardian Dagger, then you can survive, and the image survives as well. So that physical attack may have actually taken the ninja out even with the high potion, because Exdeath hits really hard and ninjas are squishy. What can I say? So putting image status is going to be important, so we restore the hit points, image, and then the next thing will be Shell. I'm not really going to go with the armor spell, the protect spell, because image is just much better than that. Image will protect 100% instead of just a proportion of the percent. And image gets removed with Dispel just as easily as armor, so it's kind of redundant there. You saw level 3 Flare attempted by Exdeath there. So level 3 Flare is, it'll hit your characters if they have a level that's a multiple of 3. So intentionally, I always go into this battle, or I generally try to, at like level 25 or 26. I try to avoid level 24 or level 27. So he's back to the beginning of his routine, and you can tell that because of Condemn. So we missed Earthshaker on that first go-round through, I believe. I think we missed it on the first go-round of his routine. So we're back to the beginning. The next thing will be the likely Dynamo roll again. And Condemn landed on the Berserker. So here's Dynamo again, and you saw it, missed the White Mage there. So it hit the Dancer, missed the White Mage. So again, I've got to change everybody's rows. But the good news is the Berserker is back in the front row. So she's swinging for 700 again. In the second part of his routine, it's actually the safer part of his routine. He'll every turn will only use high-powered single targeting physical attacks or single targeting magic attacks. So the Aga level, like Ice 3, Fire 3, Bolt 3 spells. He can do 2 of them per action. Doesn't always, but he can do 2 of them per action. So he can hit up to 2 characters per action, which is dangerous. But especially with image status, you can completely nullify his physical attacks. And with Shell status, you can at least mostly survive his magical attacks by having the damage, and then if you can keep healing up, you can actually kind of survive as long as your magic points hold out for healing. So it's annoying to have Dispel coming all the time. That's one of Exdeath's little quirks, is he will dispel you quite a lot. Here's Earthshaker. So we dodged Earthshaker the first time through the routine. There it is. The characters with Shell took about 230. You saw the Berserker there took, looked like about 480, I think. So she didn't have Shell status. Again, because of the Condemn, I didn't want to waste any actions with that. Dispel came right after the attack. The Berserker did the cool revive attack thing. I don't know what else to call it. When a Berserker is KO'd and is revived, the first thing they do, they will attack immediately. This is the way their ATB works. It's just kind of funky. Their ATB is all over the place. It misses their first attack. It like skips their first attack. But then if you revive them, it hits right away. So I paused right there because that Fire 3 tells me we are more than halfway through. He is in his second phase right now. So he is now just going to do single targeting attacks and single targeting magic. Dispel is still, I think, a counter to things. So it was unfortunate there. He dispelled or I don't know if it's a counter. Dispel might just be worked in his routine. I don't have it in front of me. But it was unfortunate because it was a perfect 1-2 combo right there. He dispelled my ninja and then went for the physical attack on him as well. So he took off the image status, and then the vacuum wave is the kind of a critical hit attack that he has. So real sad right there. Now, just brought the ninja back, and before we can put the protections back on him, he attacked the ninja again. This can happen. You can get into a loop like this, and actually one of the ways you can get kind of behind in this battle is if you get two characters down and you're trying to revive them and get protections, and Exdeath keeps targeting the same characters again and again and again. You can get a little bit behind the 8-ball. That's why I'm really being cautious here and always trying to keep that ninja up. What I need, and it didn't happen this time, is for Exdeath not to target that ninja. This has been 3 attacks in a row where he's targeted the ninja. I'd like Exdeath to target a physical attack maybe on the Dancer and then the White Mage, because they will both dodge. And if I can get one more round, I can get both of the protections on the ninja again, the Shell and the Image. But you can see how much trouble one Dispel can cause for your party. One Dispel can do it. And right there, that Vacuum Wave would have taken the ninja out because he hadn't been protected again. That one would have done it. But he dodged it with the Elf Cape, just like that happened earlier in the battle as well. Okay, so that Ice 3 cut in half by that, and perfect. Just like that, we are now in a place where I think we can start to recover here. I do need to get a few more hit points up, and I think, yeah, my Dancer is going to heal us up a little bit so that now the physical attacks are completely nullified. And a magical attack, I think we all have enough to survive it. The Dancer might still be a little bit too low to survive a magical attack, so she probably needs a little bit more hit points. Let's see if she can survive this Fire 3. Nope, all right, she had just enough. Okay, just enough. And she's going offensive. Good job. Way to go, Ferris. Because I knew that I had my White Mage turn coming up. And she can heal us completely here with Cure 3. We'll get, 800, almost 900. But yeah, the Dancer, even at full health, doesn't have a ton. So here's a Dispel again, and then an immediate Fire 3. So, and then an attack. So the Dispel, yeah, looking at it, I think the Dispel still is a counter attack. So it's still a counter with Dispel, because then he used the double attack there. So I think I had that right the first time. The Elixir is just to restore magic points. Those Cure 3s are using up a lot of what she has. Using up a lot of MP, even with the gold hairpin on. So there's Shell and Image back on, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that too. Berserker doesn't really have much in the way of defenses, but that's really okay. Berserker's just kind of a meat shield over there. It can behoove one to keep a Berserker at least alive so that it's a valid target, so that Exdeath's stuff can hit a kind of a dummy target over there. So it is, you don't want to just willy-nilly let the Berserker hit the floor and leave her there, because then you only have 3 characters to soak up all this damage that's coming in. Ferris is doing a really nice job of staying alive through all those attacks. This is a little bit aggressive to have the ninja go on to attack right there. I probably should have maybe healed up a little bit, because now we've got this. We've got Exdeath is dispelling, and we're a little bit low. Dancer's low on hit points and has no protections on. So she's vulnerable right there. We got kind of lucky that Exdeath didn't target her. The Berserker got healed because of the Ice Shield, by the way, so that was nice. That was kind of a fortunate turn. That was a little bit aggressive, more so than it needed to be, because the Ninja especially has access to the defensive spells. So right there, the unfortunate targeting right there, the first attack took out the last image of the White Mage, and then the second one went right back to the White Mage, and he can do that. Sometimes that goes in his favor, sometimes it goes in our favor, because if you have a weak character, he will he can target both attacks on a weak character, even though the first one would have KO'd the character. So sometimes it works out in your favor that he will, instead of spreading his attacks around more efficiently, he will use both attacks on a character that only needs one. So that's can go either way. But this is generally a safe-ish roll of this second part of the battle. Sometimes if you don't have access to Shell and an image, you're chucking Phoenix Downs like crazy. You need to go in with 80 Phoenix Downs here, and every attack just means we throw a Phoenix Down, and then and we just keep getting damage in when we can. Kind of depends on your party makeup. But because we had so many defensives here, this end part was not too dangerous. We got in damage when we could. We kept everybody alive and protected, and there he is. On we go to world number 3.